What's up? This is Joel. I play drums and sing in Morbid Orchid.
Been this way since I remember.
And I'm about to go interview Nate Crandall, who recorded our second album, Idolize. So wish me luck. So this interview isn't like live to tape. So
if I say any slurs on accident or something,
right, we're definitely gonna keep it in.
Okay.
No, but if you start to answer a question and you don't like how it's going,
yeah,
just be like, let's reset. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of nervous.
I know. I'm a little nervous too. Working with you has been amazing. I think you're the most gifted producer I've ever worked with, which is wild because you're so young.
I don't feel young, dude. I feel like I'm on death's door.
It's hard out here on these streets. I'm excited to get to know a little bit more about you and your background and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Because this isn't shit that we just would normally talk about, some of it. So
yeah.
My first kind of set of questions are kind of about your background. And do you remember the first time you realized you wanted to pursue production, music production, more professionally?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a specific moment, but I think it was definitely junior year of high school, senior year of high school. It was all right, college is coming up. Do I want to do college? It was a pretty easy no for me. My parents wanted me to do some community, 2 years of community college, and so I was okay, I can just do that, and then on the side try to get really good at this one thing that I really love.
And this was in California,
yeah? Yeah, in California. But I started production. Technically, it is production, but it's it was on my phone on GarageBand,
sure,
for free. I've been songwriting since I was 9.
That's crazy.
Or actually, there's home videos of me with toy guitars making up shit. So
wow.
Since toddler years, I was writing songs.
That's cool. How did that start? Were your parents?
I think it was my
musical?
dad. Yeah, he would lead worship for the family at night because it's a Christian household. Yeah. Yeah, it was a Christian household, and he would lead worship for us, and I would play the cajon next to him. Okay. So I just was I think I just wanted to be like my dad. That's what it was. I was songwriting a bunch, and then I had a phone when I was 16. And I was hell yeah, I can write on this and do all the instruments and stuff, and it's gonna sound bad, but I can put my thoughts on something. It was the first time I could do different, because I would just write on the drum kit, which was my really my only instrument, or I'd write on piano, but I had a year of classical. It was just bare bones. So I was super excited to finally be able to put my ideas in one device and have everything there.
Well, what app were you using? Just GarageBand?
Yeah, it was GarageBand on the phone, and then I transitioned to professional GarageBand on the laptop. So bigger screen. Yeah. Yeah, and then my older brother was doing some Logic stuff for D&D stuff, I think, or maybe it was just his own personal. But he got Logic first and kind of was it's the better version of what you're using right now. Yeah. So I was okay.
That's a pretty easy transition to make too.
Yeah, the UI is
it's super similar.
Yeah. So yeah, I used the family sharing thing to get Logic for free. So I'm still using his thing for Logic.
That's great.
Whatever was the path of least resistance to getting my ideas out or recorded. It was I'm just doing that. That's all I care about.
Wow.
So I landed on HyperX headphones and a MacBook with free Logic from my brother.
So you're trying to go to college, and you're thinking, I enjoy doing this audio production stuff for for your own songs mostly. It wasn't really for other.
Yeah, it was all.
Were you in a band at that point?
So funny thing, I was in a family band with my siblings.
Wow. For
basically all of high school, I think. It was probably more from sophomore year to the first year of college. So it was a 4-year time slot, but it just kind of worked out that we all got into music because of our dad, and we just kind of wanted to do different instruments because I don't want to play the same instrument as all my siblings. especially if we can play together and jam. Like we want to take different roles so we can play together.
Yeah. There is no like not two people who don't want to play lead guitar or anything.
No.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was my brother was on piano. Well, we all kind of started on piano, or like at least had like a year or two of piano. And my older brother, stuck with it. My twin sister did like rhythm guitar, and she did the main like songwriting for that band. It was called After the Millennials because we're all Gen Z. And I think that's what happens when your dad is in charge of marketing. It's like, look, they're young. It's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's a dad named band for sure.
But we had a lot of fun, and he would like set up like concerts and stuff for us to play. So we had some experience doing like live music.
Like what were those venues like? Was it just like
we did House of Blues in Anaheim, and it was like
smokes.
We all made like $700 each.
I've been there.
It was like really
That's
fun.
wild.
It was like a packed room. It was all my dad's friends and our friends. It was just like
Did you all feel like rock stars?
Oh yeah. It was kind of like our last big show, so it was like we're all going all out. We're gonna get everyone, be like, this is it, and then a bunch of us are like getting married and going to college or going off. And
so that was like original music. Did you do covers too, or was it?
We would do like a cover or two, because I think that's like what we thought you're supposed to do, like do one or two.
The set.
Yeah. But yeah, mainly original. Naomi was like, my twin sister was like 80% of the writing force, and then I got a lot of good like production experience from her writing a song and then bringing it to the band, and then it was kind of my job from that point to like spruce up the song or like produceify it before I realized what I was doing.
Yeah. So you were recording that family band.
Yeah, well, we started recording with a friend, Chris Ealer, who was like a church friend, and actually his son, Noah Ealer, just worked on some like Quadeca stuff for the new Quadeca album. I don't know if you peeped that at all, but it's a very cool album. And I loosely know the guy who worked on a part of it, so that was a really big day for me.
Big timer over here.
Yeah. We started with Chris Ealer, who was just like kind of learning to produce, and so he was like, I'll do it for free, I just want some experience, and we were like, hell yeah, that works for us.
Yeah.
So we started with him for like the first 2 years, and then eventually once I started like doing the GarageBand thing, and I moved to my MacBook, and I was like starting to get a feel for it, and I was like, okay, I think I want to like have this be my main thing. Me and Naomi just started like recording stuff in our bedrooms, and then turning into full songs. But
was that for the family band, or is that kind of like your own project?
That was for After the Millennials. Yeah.
Is that music out there anywhere?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I have to look that up.
Yeah, it's out there. It's there.
To drop the video here.
Fall asleep, I will meet you there. I must see you one last time. Dream of me.
Yeah, I think our latest like album that was released was in like 2022, I think.
Okay, that's pretty recent.
Like,
then.
pretty recent, yeah.
And did you do production on any of that?
Yeah, so the latest two albums I did production on those, and that's kind of where I got like a lot of those processes were me not knowing how to record something and then having to try to fix it in the DAW.
Yeah.
And so it made me really good at fixing sounds in a DAW, but I never got good recording experience. So a lot of that album is just me trying to like scrap shit together and make it work.
That's interesting. Yeah, it kind of cut your teeth that way.
Yeah. So it was like a really good learning experience, and it was a lot of fun, but it was definitely like I think we all look back on it like, yeah, it was fun, but like we're not like, this is our shit.
Yeah,
you know?
You're not like blasting into the socials.
Yeah.
Like...
yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, but it was a really good experience for me, so I'm stoked that I was able to do that.
Yeah. You're moving out of California. You went to community college?
Yeah, so I did that in California for 2 years, and I got my parents wanted me to get my like AA, my general education done. So I like skimmed by, made sure I got C's in every single class, did the bare minimum to pass and get that, and I did, which was a huge relief. I really just couldn't wait to get out of school. But during that time, I was working at Mission Viejo Lake, which is like a private lake, and I would just sit in the gate guard shack because I would just check people's IDs. So it was like a really easy job.
You're like the guy at the beginning of a horror movie.
Yes,
Like...
yes, totally. And there were a few nights where I was like closing and you're alone at that gate and all the lights turn off and you're like, oh fuck. Yeah. But a lot of just like, I'd have like a 7-8 hour shift where like 15 cars would come through. And so I have my laptop, I can get all my homework done in the first like hour of just like writing discussion posts or whatever. And then I would just plug away and do all the DAW stuff.
So were you like messing around with your own songs, or were you doing like YouTube tutorials? Like what were those? Because I feel like, yeah, boredom is like an incredible...
Boredom is huge.
Like fuel for creativity.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, being confined in a space and it's like you can't.
I grew up so similarly. Like I lived out in the boonies. I grew up in a tiny town anyway, but I lived like 8 miles from this tiny town, like in the woods.
Damn.
And my birthday fell in a spot where like I didn't get my license. I got my license like later than all my classmates. So I just like felt like stuck out here in the boonies.
Yeah.
For like most of high school.
Yeah.
And that's like made me want to make dumb songs and
I
don't know.
Yeah, you gotta fill the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the less bored I am, the less productive I am. I need to be kind of like stuck and bored to want to like break out of it. Like if I'm super stimulated, then I'm not being creative. Stifled.
Kind of satisfied that way.
But a lot of it was my own stuff at that shack.
Okay. Your shack days.
yeah. Like 2020 was when I first started getting into Logic. I have 48 projects from there.
Wow. That's cool that you have it all right there.
Yeah, it's cool to look back. And then like each year you just see like more projects in Logic. So like the next year I had 100. Next year after that, for some reason, oh no, it's up here. It says 136. So like 2022, I believe was the first year I was working at that shack, and I got 100 projects instead of 48. So I over doubled.
Wow, yeah.
The amount of, and it was a lot of just like stupid shit and looking up YouTube tutorials to like make certain sounds.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to spend money, so it's all stock. And it still is basically all stock because that's just my workflow now.
Just add in tools to the tool belt.
Yeah, exactly. Just like repping out different ideas. And I didn't know like what genre I wanted to do or like what my sound was at all. I just liked music, so it was like all over the place. A lot of really corny stuff that I really liked making, but
that's cool.
I don't love listening to anymore.
I feel like that's interesting because like without having one genre to focus on, like you kind of forced yourself, like having the anxiety of like the completely blank slate.
Yeah,
it's like I gotta figure out and like everything I could put on here.
Yeah. A lot of the early stuff was
in.
kind of like defined by the DAW because were my only tools. I didn't know how to play a guitar, and even if I did, I wouldn't be able to plug in at work.
Right.
So I was hitting Command K. And just
keyboard.
Playing everything on there. So that's still, like I have this here, but I only use it for drums because I need velocity control.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the synth work is just like this, where I'm writing it in, and I'm just kind of like hearing it in my head and then writing in the notes.
That's great.
Workflow fully defined by being stuck in a shack.
Do you remember the first song you ever recorded? And like, do you still have it?
Well, so there's like old phone projects that are like beats, but there's not like a genre. It's just like random instrument. It sounds very much just like phone music. This is what I would count as like my first mixed song that I put out, I guess. I think it's called Make Believe. 2020, so I was 18. So I was about like 2 years into like switching from the phone to the laptop and like trying to, this is like right when I was kind of hitting my, I think I can and want to do this. One of my favorites that we actually wrote. I really like this song, but it's definitely a little rough around the edges.
This is Naomi.
Yeah. My brother made the art.
Turn away from your
my prepubescent voice. Except I was 18. I was 18 and it was coming. I'm still waiting for my balls to drop. I'm like, I'm gonna hit this harmony real quick.
Dude, that's great.
That was like one of the first songs we did without Chris Ealer, which I liked working with him, and I got to see the process a lot, which was really cool. But I was like super excited to start doing the stuff myself.
That's a great start, man.
Yeah, we were on like I think we were on my little sister's twin mattress in like my little sister who was like 4 at the time. We were in her room with the doors closed and we had a snowball microphone and I was just like holding it next to her guitar because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But yeah, it was a good time. She actually came up for my final project when I graduated Bluebird Academy, and we recorded one of her songs for that, and that one's a little bit more like rocky. There's a 3-year difference in writing and production between these two.
And that vinyl hiss.
Yeah, like by this point, I'm definitely focusing more on like getting certain tones that I want and like setting a specific scene, which is something I'm still like trying to really nail down. Very Crumb inspired, the way it starts vinylly and then sits up a little bit. This is after I learned how to record things properly. But what they don't know is that a lot of that stuff was recorded at my buddy's house, not in the studio at Bluebird that they wanted me to record at, just because I didn't like their process. I was like, I don't like a huge studio and outboard gear and nice mics. Like, I probably could learn to like it, but it's just like I was not going to be able to make something that I liked with their process. So I was like, I'm just going to not tell them. And I'm going to record this on a 58 at my buddy's house.
Say more about that.
It was actually, that's like one of the first things I started working with Richard for. It was like, he came in and did some like all those little guitar parts that you hear on this pre-chorus. Like they're kind of like fluttering in the background. And I think Jackson Craig, it was his like home studio. I think that's where we recorded drums for Morbid. But yeah, it was at that place because I just really liked his setup, and he's just like really fun to work with. He's a cool guy. But yeah, I was just like, I don't want to. Your process is fine, but I can't make music that way, and I know it's not what I want to do in the future. So why would I waste a month? I don't know.
What do you think turns you off about their process?
I think there's like pros and cons to everything, and for them, it totally works. But I feel like, especially with creative shit, I'm so anti like a structured set way of doing things, which is why I like my my shit stuff. It's because it's what I'm used to, and I'm a big believer of just like whatever you're used to is what you're gonna be able to create through like whatever you feel like at home with.
So is it like keeping your engineering setup small?
Yeah,
gives you more freedom in the DAW?
Yeah, it's less outboard, more in the box is what they call it in the business. That's what they taught us at Bluebird. That and rapping chords. But yeah, like it's more, my process is more in the box, and I think like every bedroom producer nowadays is more in the box. Like it's an input like a Scarlett or a universal audio thing, whatever kind of like, you know, a poly, whatever kind of device you need, directly into a laptop. And a lot of kids are doing DI because they can't afford amps and stuff. And for me, it was kind of just laziness. I was like, I'm not a guitar player. I don't want to buy amps. So my process was just built up already for years doing everything in the box. It's just kind of what I was used to. So I felt like that was the direction I should go. I didn't want to like all of a sudden 3 years in like switch my whole process and then like relearn everything, especially when I didn't think that's where the future of music recording was going.
Right,
It felt very like dated, and it's still like an optional way to do it and a very cool way to do it, but it's like not my thing, and I don't think it should be taught as like a standard anymore. I think it should be kind of like vinyl, where it's like it's an option, it's a cool option, but it's not standard. We have the tech to move on. We can move on.
I don't know. There's an intimacy in recording the way that we recorded together.
Totally.
Like your process versus the Blackbird process, and there's less pressure because you're not like paying for crazy studio time.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, it just works better for, especially with the bands I'm working with now. It's like with Richard and Ian and Perfect Friend, like they have a home studio, I'll drive over and just like plug in my laptop to their deal, and then we're good to go and we record. And then Kale, my roommate at our hotel, we just walk downstairs and record a few things, and we can just kind of like do that whenever. And
lowering the barriers to creativity.
Yeah, accessibility. I'm all about accessibility. Anyone should be able to do like any kind of sound. That's I think where the coolest like shit comes from, is where people could like, you kind of have your own inspiration, but you can pull from whatever you want and like mix it in. I love genre mixing, so
yeah,
it's good for that.
I remember when we were mixing Idolize, you mentioned that you love like big bombastic production, which I definitely hear in your solo stuff and our record too. I'm curious how else you would describe your production taste and style.
I would say like my roots are with like alternative rock, and like my dad is more like 80s alt fan, my mom's more like 90s grunge and alt rock. So like she really likes like Foo Fighters and U2, so I heard a lot of that growing up. But
U2,
but like also like a lot of Nirvana and like Silver Sun Pickups and like shit that I like really stuck with me, that I really like now to this day.
Yeah.
But then like high school comes around, all of a sudden hip hop's really cool, and white people are getting into hip hop, and I'm one of those white people. I started out listening to 21 Pilots, and they had like hip hop inspired stuff, and then I was like started listening to like Tyler the Creator, and I was like, oh, I like this like way more, and like the production of it way more. Not that like 21 Pilots is like bad production, they got some great stuff, but
just different textures.
I love the way that Tyler the Creator's like stuff felt like the Igor album. I heard a lot of Logic synths, like retro synth, like on that album, so it felt more tangible and like something I could do. But it's also super like, the mixes are super bombastic and gross and big, and so I really fucked with that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So Tyler the Creator, honestly, like that Igor album is like a huge inspiration for me.
I feel like all the stuff that you make, you're like attracted to like interesting textures, a little gross, like almost off-putting.
Yeah.
But like interesting combinations of textures.
Hell yeah, totally.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Do you have like an example of a song that you've recorded that you think perfectly encapsulates your production taste and style?
Maybe Bring Me a Plague is like the most, that one I feel like hits the production styles of like the more gross, grimy Tyler the Creator stuff, but also it definitely has like alt rock roots, like.
Yeah.
Guitar I recorded, it's that pink guitar, so fucked up and like out of tune, but it works for this, I feel like. So yeah, I'm using like splice drum loops, it's like chopping them up and stuff. I like a lot of boom bap stuff. I listen to a lot of MF Doom that my buddy Gavin got me into, Run the Jewels, like that kind of stuff. So I like really fat, saturated drums. I feel like it's a little bit oversaturated now. Like you can hear a spliced drum loop a mile, at least I can hear a spliced drum loop a mile away. So something I want to do moving forward is get more unique drum sounds for my own stuff. But I'm just a big fan of, like fat, saturated drums, and then grindy, whatever, guitar on top.
Like, how do you think being a drummer has informed your production style?
Yeah. I think it like starts with drums, and then it goes to like, because of drums I got into hip hop, and because of hip hop I got into Tyler the Creator. Because of Tyler the Creator my stuff sounds like this, and I'm just kind of using that because that's the one example. There's tons of examples, but I feel like he's probably the most like prevalent mix inspiration. But yeah, I think it's like a pipeline. It starts with drums, and I just really like low end. I like songs and mixes without low end. Like there's some really cool Beatles mixes that are just like, I mean, almost their entire recorded everything is like there's just no low end. But for that style, it totally works and it sounds killer. I just don't write that kind of music. I write stuff with low end because I like low end because I play the drums. Which is something I think you've said before. You like a mix with some low end. I wonder if there's a direct correlation with drummers and low end.
It could be.
Yeah.
Let's start talking about Morbid Orchid and working together a little bit. So I think the first time that I met you...
Cody's taking a shower. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I think the first time that I met you was when our bands played together at Pressure Vape.
Yeah.
You were playing drums for Neat and Tidy.
Is that the Seth Rogen?
Which I will certainly
Snoop
insert
Dogg.
some footage of that because that's a singular Nashville venue.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm just curious what you remember from first seeing the band play, and what was kind of your first impression of Morbid Orchid?
Well, I'm always a fan of a drummer / singer. So that was probably my first like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
And yeah, as a fellow drummer, I really liked the stuff that you were doing. I feel like it was helpful to the song. It wasn't like, I'm the main guy here, even though you're holding the backbone of the song and also like on top doing, you're kind of like the bookends of what's happening live. But it always felt like you guys were working together.
That's really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So that was like the first thing that got my attention. I think you guys did a Lazy Eye cover.
Yeah.
And I'm just a big Silver Sun Pickups fan.
They've already been mentioned.
Yeah, so I was just like really stoked to hear that. I was like, okay, cool. And then on top of that, I just like really fucked with the songs. I really liked Taylor's like guitar tones. He's the tone guy.
He's a tone warrior.
Yeah, he is a tone warrior. So there was just like a lot to appreciate, I guess.
Thanks, man.
Especially after playing I would play and then you guys would go up on the same general setup and sound like way better. And I was just like, all right, like, yeah, they're sick. So I was just like, yeah, impressed, intrigued. And me and Bradley knew we wanted to start like recording with some like local bands. And so we were like, who are the few bands? So I think we reached out to you guys and Tony Honk. Have you ever heard of Tony Honk?
I love Tony Honk.
They're so fucking cool.
They're so fun.
I think they've like got their own production thing figured out, but
they put out a really cool like live EP
really
last year. I think it was just like 2 or 3 songs, but it sounds so good.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's like a really vulgar song name, which is great.
Is it the cat puke fart?
There it
one?
is. Yeah, dog fart cat puke. The song rips, and I love the production of it.
It rules.
I'm so in.
Yeah. I feel like it's got that griminess that you like.
Totally. Yeah, it feels like garagey in a great way. Yeah, I really liked them and you guys, and so Bradley just started hitting people up, and then you guys replied, and we were like, oh, let's fucking go.
I think it like surprised us and was flattering, honestly, because you reached out to us, and you're like, hey, we like your stuff, would you like to record with us? And like, I feel like bands sometimes get hit up by people for things like that. It'd be like, what can I do for you? And it's usually like a scam or bullshit or whatever. But like, we knew you guys because we'd played with you, and so we were like interested.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if you like sent us some of the stuff that you'd done, or if because you had a bunch of the Soup is Too Hot stuff online, and I remember listening to it and just being like, whoa.
That's funny. Which soup that is too hot stuff? Because the production, that's when I first started kind of figuring out like mastering songs after mixing. So like there is a production increase on that stuff, but there is some pretty cheesy songs on there too.
But like, yeah, that stuff just like runs the gamut. Which like, if you want to make an advertisement for your production ability, like you did it, because like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, there's like 90 genres, sometimes within like the same song. The first time that I played that stuff for Taylor was there's a song that has my name in it. It's like
Justice for Joel. Yeah, which is about Joel Haver and his goings on with SNL, which is a YouTube creator that I like. So.
Yeah, I think I played that song for Lily and Taylor in the car, and I was like, "So this is Nate," and we were all just like, "This fucks." I don't know if you have that we could play it.
Yeah, making Will Ferrell pronouncing it Pharrell so I could rhyme it with the. I also remember just wanting to add the word "bitch" at the end of the chorus because I had already slipped in a few like unneeded curse words. I was like, just hammer on.
Why not?
I'm chucking shit in here.
Yeah, I can't believe Tony did. It's okay though, David hit the tray flip. Frank Beats is gone, Richard ghosted. Passing time with Takala watching Joe vids. This part's my favorite part. Man, listen, Charmin Bears with Charmin Squares. What was the vision? Creativity has left the chat. SNL, I want justice for my boy Haver, give him hell. Fuck you, SNL. You haven't made me laugh since Will Ferrell. You can't write good shit, I can do it as well.
The bass is like an upright bass that I'm playing with my MIDI keyboard.
Fuck you, SNL. You haven't made me laugh since Will Ferrell. You can't write good shit, I can do it as well. And if you need some scenes, just hit up myself, bitch.
So good.
Yeah, ultra goofy, but it was just like I really wanted to like fuck around and not worry about the songwriting and just worry about the production.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like stream of consciousness, and then I'd go and mix and master it and make it like
That's cool.
Sound good to me.
I do like now imagining you whenever I listen to your solo stuff, just like play every part. It's like this like gnarly bass lines. You're just like.
I got my headphones. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about your process for Idolize. So, I think I remember you saying that this was your first full length that you've.
It was my first full length album that I've done for someone else.
So not the Millennials band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had done some stuff with After Millennials, and it was very like over the course of like a year and a half, 2 years, just kind of like randomly hopping on and like relearning what I had already previously done on the project, and like I would come in with all this new knowledge on how to mix something and then have to like redo all this old work that I didn't know what I was doing. So it wasn't like I didn't really have my production like bearings yet. I would like get new bearings every few months and then go back and have to redo everything.
Yeah. Not so much of a linear process.
Yeah, exactly. So this album was very just like we got the sounds from everybody, from like Taylor, and once we had like your vocals and everything, there was a little bit of like waiting with like the move and everything, but like it was a lot more. I knew what I was doing. I knew the sound I wanted, and
yeah, let's talk about that. So like I remember in pre-production us talking about trying to make the record sound live.
Yeah.
Have it be a fairly accurate representation of the way that Morbid Orchid sounds on stage. Yeah, just curious if there were other considerations going in, like besides that kind of guiding principle, and like how practically do you go about, like how do you realize that that vision?
Yeah, I wanted it to sound live in the way that like if you took all the sources of your sounds and instead of playing them through a live venue you just like could hear them directly, like that's what it is. But I wanted the sounds to represent how you guys sound, just like not in a huge room, but like you could play this through a huge room and I think it would sound pretty similar to how you guys sound live. So it's like a drier, more up close version of what you guys sound like to me. So I wanted to get a lot of bass in there because live you get a lot of bass and you can like feel it in your chest. So I wanted to make sure I had a lot of low end, and honestly a big help was Taylor doing the guitar tones, just like full stop. I didn't like touch them up that much. It was basically just like very simple EQ, or like very light EQ. Like at the most we're doing like 3 dB reductions and increases, so like very little. Because he's just got some beefy tones here, like this guy. I couldn't do better than that. That just sounds killer.
Yeah.
So a lot of it was just like keep things very simple, keep it to bass, guitar, drums, vocals. I don't want to like overproduce this at all because I want it to sound like you guys, and you guys are those 4 layers together. Yeah, Taylor actually kind of took a lot of the weight of trying to like do that off my back. So once I had those sent in, it was just mixing drums how I like drums, which is just kind of like fat. Still got some like room noise on that snare, so like it doesn't sound like pop dry like Sabrina Carpenter's snare where it's just like, but it doesn't sound like a live venue. It's kind of like in an in-between space, I feel like. But yeah, a lot of these songs are like one guitar layer with wide, like stereo widening to like give space. So it's like guitars are hugging your ears, drums are like down below with bass, and then we can just let you and Louie be right up top. But it was like once I kind of figured out the first mix of the first song, which I can't remember exactly which song I like first got locked down. It might have been 11 years. Like once I had the first kind of like broad mix set up, I could do channel strip, like saving certain settings for certain instruments, and then I could go from project to project and then paste in those like specific settings that I like for the different parts. So like once I had your drum mix done, I was like, okay, I can go through the whole album and make sure the drums kind of sound generally all like this. So it was a lot more of like not having to do the going back and like redoing everything. It's like I got something figured out, cool, now let's apply it to the rest of the album and make sure it works together.
It's cohesive.
Yeah. Because I remember Taylor saying he wanted a pretty like cohesive album, so I made sure that was like a focus.
Your usual process guitar wise is like pretty DI focused.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
So like
Yeah.
So like what was this a challenge to, because I think Taylor recorded everything through an amp.
Yeah.
It sounded like you didn't really have to do much to it, but
yeah, I was definitely like worried about that. Sometimes, man, musicians really think they have a certain sound figured out, but they've just been listening to that sound for so long, like they don't have like a overarching like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes musicians can kind of get stuck in their own world of sound, and it's
sauce.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of like work with that. But Taylor just like knocked it out of the park. I really just liked all the tones he got. So yeah, it made all the tone stuff super simple. I think it's just like I widened it. I did some EQ to make sure it fit with the overall mix. And then there's like certain sections I would like send it to a reverb box or just, you know, some delay or something. But like generally, I left his tone untouched and it sounds sick.
How about vocally? Was there like certain rules that you had for the record in terms of vocal production?
I generally like started with just like a very basic vocal chain. A lot of this like looks like a lot of plugins, but if you're doing it the old-fashioned way, like the first 5 plugins would all be outboard gear, and then you would apply like another 5 plugins. So like it looks intense, but it's really not. It's just very like basic, trying to fix what an SM58 sounds like, make it sound like a clear vocal.
Yeah, I think that we should say that, is that like that's a crazy thing about this record, is that yeah, we recorded all the vocals just holding an SM58.
Yeah, you're in a blanket.
Yeah, sometimes hiding under a blanket. Yeah.
The world is toxic, and so are you.
But god goddamn if it doesn't sound fantastic.
Yeah,
but like
it works.
even just like in the room immediately, because you had all the EQ so dialed, like it immediately sounded great.
That's the benefit of working with a process that you know, like what we were talking about earlier with like having a bad pair of headphones that you know is so much more valuable than having a great pair of headphones that you just got. And same thing with microphones. It's like if you know what a microphone sounds like, then you can see the EQ curve of like what it looks like, and you know what you have to kind of, you know, lift and reduce. It's like 58 has a very specific boominess that you have to eliminate immediately.
I know you're saying you, like I can, I'm like
You, Joel.
beautiful mind, my waveforms.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There was definitely like an aha moment with the vocals for specifically 11 years, because this one actually, I was like afraid of this one for a little bit. I think that's why I tackled it early on. But I was a little bit of like afraid of it because Taylor's doing like the majority of the vocals, and he's like self-admittedly not used to singing that much. He's like not the usual singer guy. So I was like, okay, this is the one song that's like a very different vocal. Like I need to figure out how to make both voices work. And it was just, I really liked this slapback that I ended up figuring out. It's for this bigger section. The vocal goes from like more intimate and confined to, it gets that like slapback delay, and it gets bigger when the song gets bigger.
I won't come back. I won't. I'd like to live.
Let's just get bigger and wider there, and a big reason I like that section is just the slapback delay on the vocal.
I'd like to live.
It just feels like amphitheater or something.
Yeah.
It feels like he's finally gotten up on stage in front of everybody. He's like, I'm gonna do it now, you know?
Yeah.
Like the first half of the song was kind of like more like internal, and then this feels more like external.
Yeah. There's a moment in this song too that I feel like the slapback is like almost an instrument. It's when Loey's vocals come in on the chorus.
I love the slapback on her
like,
vocals too.
The way that they're singing the part is like a little different. So like I remember when we first heard it, we're like, those don't totally line up, but it's like additive.
Yeah, it
way-
works.
I wanna live like a rock star.
Right? She's like a little behind him.
Yeah.
But it works.
To quit my job.
Yeah, it's just a little added swag in
Yeah.
there.
The hard consonants like don't line up,
Yeah.
but it's like the vibe is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I don't know. It just works. But
Don't get that far. I wanna live like a rock star. I'd like to quit my job.
I really like that spot.
Sick.
But yeah, that slapback it's a stereo delay that had like some chorus on it. It's from a Logic stock preset that I just chucked an amp on top of. So like I just pulled it up as like a basic slapback preset. But I just kind of didn't like the EQ of it, and I wanted to stand out more and like feel more unique. So I chucked an amp on top of it, and it just kind of like takes the high end and takes the low end and goes like that, and then saturates the mids a lot. So it helps it like stand out in a cool way, and not like muddy the main vocals that are there. And I feel like once I got that like preset locked in, I was like, I really like the slapback. I could kind of like paint it across the rest of the album, and I was like,
Yeah.
I like it there. So it's all over the place on that album.
Do you have favorite production moments on the record? And let's try to find them and talk about how you accomplish those.
I think it's Tether. There's like, it gets really like big at the end, or like blown out, I guess is probably a better word.
I think if it's the blown out one, I think that's Morby
Grape.
Grape. Yeah, the whole song is at one volume, and then the very end of it is just a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Which is just insane.
Yeah, that's automation of the master. I just took the gain and I went like that a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
I want to slam people with this mix. So yeah, it's like already pretty big and rocky, but then it hits like this section where I have some automations and stuff, and then all of a sudden it kind of ramps up. We can listen to that real quick.
Now she's gone.
So we're big here, but it'll start ramping and then hit a tick.
It's like your speaker has like exploded at the end.
Yeah, it does sound like some kind of rip or something. I think a lot of that is from either bass or guitar. There's like, I love that like guitar feedback that Taylor got in his recording.
It's sick.
Yeah, if we just listen to the
let's hear
guitar. That rip is so gnarly. Yeah, so again, that's Taylor all the way.
Yeah.
Giving me like good source material to work with.
Let's talk a little bit about the intro to this song.
Yeah.
That was kind of a fight a little bit in the studio. It was like, how much do we want to add effects to this? I remember the first mix you did, it was kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, I hear this being more like swirly and atmospheric. You really deliver on that. And Taylor was like, is that like too much?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, no, it's so cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, let's listen to that intro. Yeah, I just like, if we're making something sound ambient or like environment, I just want to like lean into it.
Mm.
I feel like sometimes when you go in between, it kind of just like, people aren't sure what to think when they're hearing it. They're like, are they going for this? I don't know. Some people can really toe the line well. I'm sure it's very situational, but at least for like the way I produce, I feel like hard committing is usually the best way to get an idea across or like a certain emotion. I'm kind of realizing I'm pretty visual when I'm mixing a lot of this stuff, but it feels like an underground, like seeing a show and like, I can't remember the name, but there's a show that happens every once in a while in Nashville. It's like in a tunnel by that Two Rivers skate park.
Oh yeah.
And
we've played there.
Yeah, there's like DJ sets and shit that'll go on there. Like I just love that kind of sound, and it feels like you're like going through a tunnel and like to this underground show, and then you get there
and it's like echoing up.
Yeah. So you're like just getting the reverberations as you're getting closer, and then it opens up and you're there.
Yeah, we played a show there with like 4 hardcore bands who were supposed to play Betty's Grill.
Oh yeah.
But some of the members were too young.
Oh,
so
damn.
they like hopped on our bill. It was just the weirdest time. We played really bad.
Hell yeah. You gotta have a few of those.
The drum kit like broke at one point. It was wild. But the vibe of it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of kids like sitting on the concrete.
Yeah.
Watching music. It was fun.
Yeah, was that in the bowl or in the tunnel? I've heard of shows happening in the bowl there.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like under the overpass.
Yeah.
It's like on the way to the tunnel or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the main spot for shows.
More than one person was booking shows there.
Damn.
Like just like some weird middle ground where the cops don't bother anybody there for some reason. It's cool.
The cops don't hang around skate parks that much, even though they could probably make a bunch of arrests if they did. I'm glad they don't.
Same. What are some other moments on this record that you're proud of?
I really like Bluebird.
This is probably Taylor and my favorite song.
Oh, really?
That we've recorded.
Yeah.
It's just like really meaningful. The lyrics are to me personally.
Yeah.
The recording is just perfect. Just the perfect encapsulation of what we imagined when we were at it.
Dude, hell yeah. That's good to hear. As the guy who did that. That's, I really like the drums. There's a lot of like There's some subtle stuff on the way in there.
Yeah.
Probably automation.
We didn't record this to click, right? Because we wanted it to breathe. Is
There's
that right?
There's a few songs we didn't do to click.
So I think that the tempo kind of naturally accordions in this tune.
It's like half the album is not to click and half is. It kind of, we just like felt it out by song, I think. But it's honestly pretty tough to tell with a lot of these because you guys are so locked. Like you've been playing these songs live for a few years at that point. So like you knew what you had to do on the way in.
Sure.
It's just a great intro. I really like that guitar line. Too fancy, but I just, I don't want to get in the way of what you guys have.
Uncommon denominator.
That guitar line,
It's so cool.
yeah, really big fan of this. This goes back to my Silver Sun pickups, scratching, like, that's it right there.
I don't know if we can solo the vocal here. This is like maybe my favorite vocal performance on the record. How it like builds.
Uncommon denominator. No divide. They combined with no remainder. To pass a line, then she left, but who could blame her? Who decides what miracle cure could save her or ease her troubled mind? When we split in two, I could count on you.
A lot of leaving your vocal dry and then reverbing out Loey's vocals so you can like hear the tails of her vocals in the background.
Interesting.
But letting yours like stay as the focal point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't used the 58 in a while. I've just been using this mic from Kale because he just has it set up and it's way nicer than mine. So I'm like, of course I'm going to use this one.
Yeah. So you're getting used to that one's mental waveform.
Yeah, the EQ, yeah. I'm definitely super stoked with the sounds we got out of that 58 for this album.
It's wild.
Yeah, let's listen to that little transition with the rest of the song in there.
Miracle cure could save her or ease her troubled mind. When we split in two, I could count on you. Even when I flew the coop. When the devil's due and possesses you.
Yeah, like I wanted you dry, but then Loey's kind of like in the distance. Again, visually, I pictured her maybe like on top of a hill or something. Like the band's here, and then she's kind of like this like echoing siren, kind of echoing what you're singing from behind.
That's so cool because that's like kind of what the song is about too.
No way.
Yeah. So I wrote this for my mom who died in 2021. So like the end of it is like the lyrics are, I'll be waiting at your window, throwing rocks till you look down. So that's like very similar visually to like...
Yeah.
That's cool. So you almost produced it to echo the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, here I am and here's my distant mom. And
wow.
That's really cool.
Damn. That's beautiful. I'm going to listen to this song again and be like...
Wow.
Hell yeah.
How cool.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
The bass tone on the intro of Rain was something that Taylor really specifically had in his head that we got. I'm curious if you could talk about how you built that. There's kind of a slapback on that, right?
I think, there was it was probably this song, but there was definitely one he wanted some slapback on. I think it's, I think it'll be this guy. A lot of it, my chain isn't there because I bounced this track and then put the pedal board on there, but it's just like general compression and EQ. Because again, I didn't want to like create some crazy tone that you guys didn't normally play with. I kept bass like super simple. For the non-slapback parts, it's like we have this low end, and then on top we have like the widened, like the clickiness and everything.
So this is the same take, just with different.
Yeah, it's the same take, and I've just duplicated it and EQ'd, so like one is low end, one is high end. It's called like parallel processing. But together, it just sounds massive.
It's huge.
And it's super helpful to do that for a song with 3 instruments, because you need to fill the whole space if you want it to sound big. So yeah, like stereo width is huge. And that way, like low end is center with the drums, and it's like chest feel, and then all the articulation is on the sides with the guitars and the cymbals and that kind of stuff. But yeah, like super fat there, and then it kind of calms down. There's like a little bit of chorus on there.
For our eagle-eared listeners,
Yeah.
there's just a tiny little bit of.
Some city traffic in the background. I'm there.
I love it.
Yeah, like ambient layers like that are such an easy way to make it feel so much more like grounded and like you're somewhere.
We've got problems.
Djembes on this one were fun though.
It was. Playing those hurts your hands so much.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, playing cajon for my church.
Yeah.
I didn't have to hit it that hard, but I was really like
You
rocking
can't help
out.
it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time.
Rhythm is gonna get you. I think of other interesting moments we could talk about. For 11 years, we recorded the drums 1 speed.
There was some very speed stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those definitely sound very sped down.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, more slap back. Yeah, so there at the end, I think it goes back to normal, but for the rest of the song, it's... Or maybe... I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
It goes from there. Yeah, you can hear the snares like more down there
Yeah.
compared to the more like classic rock.
So can you describe what the process was for getting those weird, like low, like baritone sounding drums?
I think we were talking about like Beatles. Like me and Jackson were kind of talking about like how cool all the vari speed and like tape speed stuff, because I guess it wasn't called vari speed back then, it was just tape speed. But like they would record at slower speeds and higher speeds, and just after recording them change them so that they matched. So like the formant of certain vocals on Beatles stuff is like higher or lower based on what speed they were recorded at. And then like I think Strawberry Fields has like 3 different takes that they just like 3 different speeds of recording the whole song, maybe at least 2, and they just like mash them together. So that was kind of like fresh on the mind, and I think we just wanted like a gushier sound for the drums there, and we were talking about like, should we like deaden them or should we like tune them different or whatever. And I was like, we could just vary speed and get that like cool tape speed sound. And like, lucky for me, Logic has got that built in. I can just like slide it down to however slow I want. Like we can listen to all these songs at -50 and it sounds like... Like everything gets slower, but at the same rate, everything will get deeper. So we recorded the song faster, I think at like over 10%. I think it was probably like 15%. And then after recording at that speed, bring it down to 0 where it normally like the rest of the song is. And so that brings the drums down from 15% where we recorded it to 0%. So it's like lower than usual. So you played a little extra fast.
Right.
Yeah, and then we slowed it back down.
Yeah. Gives that section a cool vibe.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And then yeah, Slapback for that intro. It's got like a Space Designer plugin I love. That's without. Half the sound is from that aux.
Yeah.
But
It's like going from like this close to like
yeah.
so
Yeah.
far away.
Totally. Yeah, the drums and vocals have that slapback on them.
Like to live a long, long life.
I love the way he sings so many of the words in here. I love life.
Yeah, man.
Long,
He
really
has like a Kurt Vile style of
Yeah.
delivery that is just like, it's such a vibe. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it was such a pleasant surprise because he really did not like talk himself up at all. He was like, I don't know if we should even like keep this or like I'm just gonna try it, and if it sucks, like I don't know, we'll just figure something else out. He's like, I don't sing that often, but after we like sat down, recorded it, got it done, I was like, this is actually really fucking cool.
I'm really proud of him,
Yeah.
Another of my favorite moments is the bridge of Tether.
Tether, I think, is one of the ones that we didn't use metronome on.
Mm-hmm.
That one's just a
Yeah, we
vibes.
wanted that one to breathe. Also because it changes time signature and stuff, we figure it would just be easier. And like there's kind of a retardando before the first chorus, so we're just like,
Yeah, fuck it.
do it live. Let's just hear the bridge. I love that bridge with the weird music box thing that Taylor brought and stuff. It's like probably the most produced moment on the record.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's stuff happening there that we can't do live.
Yeah, that's probably
I love it.
the most post-production stuff we did. And a lot of that was headed by Taylor, like wanting to add like organ and a harmonica and all that stuff.
He brought the drum samples and stuff.
He's toned to the bone.
Down to the bone.
Yeah, the tone master. It's just always helpful having people, with an ear for specifics. You can always go too far either way, but if I had to choose, I'd rather have someone who's more specific about the way they want something than like, just kind of do whatever you think. Because I'm like, then I'll just go make something by myself.
Right, yeah. You need some kind of box to be creative in. It's like easier.
Totally. Yeah, give me some directive. Let me work for you.
What's your favorite song on the record and why?
It's got to be between Bluebird and 11 Years. I really like the guitar work so much on Bluebird. It's so Silver Sun's reminiscent, but like doesn't feel like it is anything from them. It just feels like it feels the same when I listen to it. But I also love that Taylor has like a standout vocal moment on 11 Years. Dude. And I love that Wanna Live Like a Rock Star section with Loey.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's tied between those two.
That's cool. You know that the first half of that 11 Years song is a solo song of mine.
No way.
That I recorded myself more than a decade.
Wow.
If you ever want to hear the original version.
Yeah, dude, send it my way. Or put it in this video.
There it is.
11 trips around the sun. I won't come back. I won't come back. 11 years before I'm done. I won't come back. I won't come back. When I die, I wish you would spread my ashes in the woods, back behind my parents' house, where I used to play for hours of my boyhood. 11 trips around the sun. My ghost plays pretend. I won't come back. I won't come back. 11 less than everyone. My ghost is I won't come back. I won't come back.
Taylor kind of changed the melody a little bit and a few of the words. It was cool. I mean, it was like flattering that he was like, I think this would be a cool addition at the end of it, and like if I sang it.
Yeah, that's sick.
If you don't have an answer for this, it's cool, but I'm curious what the album title, Idolize, means to you.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever really talked about it, but I'm just curious because like you were one of the main creative forces behind actualizing this project.
Just a kind of projection of what I'm going through with my own life right now, but to me, I feel like idolize is like, obviously I like to play on words with idolize and idle eyes. I feel like the idle eyes part is, for me, it's like kind of disconnecting, like you're not engaging. And and you can't engage, you're just kind of, you're idle, you're stuck. It's very dead eyes. There's no life behind those eyes is idolize to me.
Yeah.
And idolize, I feel like just the tie between those two themes for me is wanting to be somewhere or be someone, and just kind of like lacking the motivation to like get there to who you want to be. I feel like that's something that I'm always doing, is like I want to be something. So like I have this goal. Every time I get there, I have a new goal, or I feel like I'm not doing enough to get to that goal. I don't know. I feel like that's generally.
I love that.
How I think
yeah,
about
this
it.
kind of like a yin and a yang, where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's like an aspirational part of yourself and an idle, lazy part of yourself
Totally.
too. That's like, yeah, they're at war. Or
Yeah.
sometimes they're at play at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of like scrolling your phone.
Producing with one hand and TikTok in the other hand. Gen Z production, dude. It's rough. Aspiration is a good word. I feel like it's specific to creative stuff, especially, at least in my experience. Like, creative stuff is so hard to do if you're like not present. And yeah, idolize is for me something that's, or someone that's not present, but wanting to be and wanting to get there. So I guess for me it feels like a journey, being somewhere and wanting to get better.
Just tell us a little bit about like your current projects. So to doing drums and production for Perfect Friend, and then your solo project Toothkit. I'm curious about Toothkit. How do you see it as different from Soup That Is Too Hot? It seems a little more serious.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like mentally, how you have sort of compartmentalized those two projects.
Soup That Is Too Hot, I feel like you can see a progression from where I started to where the last thing I released. Yeah, like if you go to the first thing I released, which is Soup That Is Too Public, which is so fitting for this EP. It's way too accessible. It's pure silliness. It's just like, I'm not really caring, but I'm just like fucking around. I just don't think I would. That one's about Dr. Pepper. So like, I just don't feel like.
Speaking of which,
yeah, exactly.
the doctor is here with us. I see.
Doctor's in session.
Doctor, we'll see you now.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's very just like kind of all over the place. It's basically just hip hop. And then I released Soup That Is Too Braggadocious, which is kind of just in that same like realm of just goofiness. And then this EP, I learned guitar for this. I kind of started writing stuff that I was like fucking with.
It still has some hip hop influence, but it's like,
yeah, there is still,
it's
I think,
more eclectic.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, there's like, it's more all over the place. Like Toothpick is, which similar to Toothkit.
Hey.
Toothpick is like hip hop. It's just fully like a hip hop beat, and I'm rapping on the verses, but then I'm singing on the chorus. It's like still silly.
Yeah, I'm too cold the way I handle the pen. Writing lines when I'm camping because I got the intent.
Like dumb
It's so
bars.
hard,
But like, yeah, it was really fun. And I was like just getting into smoking weed, and I was like, this is really fun. So I was just goofing, like pack it.
One place, make me miss the teenage days. Gonna catch a bad case. Puts me up to pace. Understand that I hated life. I'ma throw it in your face.
I guess I was.
That's like more like 100 gex.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Yeah.
Definitely more like hyperpop inspired. Yeah, I like my production was kind of, I felt like plateauing in a good-ish spot that I was happy with, but my songwriting I felt like just had a lot of, needed a lot of work. But I remember liking a few of the songwriting decisions in that EP, and it was like kind of like, okay, maybe I would like for people to listen to this, because the other one I was like, no one should listen to this. And then I just kind of had a backlog of a bunch of songs that I wanted to release. Some of them were silly and some of them I like really fucked with, but it just didn't feel like cohesive, like this is a work that I'm really proud of from start to finish. So it was kind of just like a throwaway account where I could just chuck stuff. I think after this album I had some songs that I was just really proud of, and I wanted to release them in a space that didn't also have those like goofier songs, which like,
That makes sense.
yeah, they're fun, but I don't know, I just feel like I wanted a more cohesive like like when people click on it, my artist tag is a lot more, you know what you're getting, I feel like.
I think that it's important to have both outlets, because it's like having one place where you can be silly and not care as much.
Totally.
Yeah, you like need the opportunity to like get those yips out.
You gotta shit post a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta. Yeah,
And then
otherwise...
also having like a more curated, like more serious.
Yeah, like
project too.
when people ask me what music I'm personally working on, I'm immediately, I can send them to this, and I feel like pretty good about sending them, like showing them this collection. Like my close friends like know about Soup, and they'll text me every once in a while like, oh, I listened to this one today, and it's kind of just a mix of like, that's so sweet, but also I'm so embarrassed.
Cringe. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas when people are like, I'm listening to Top Hat today, I'm listening to Stockholm Syndrome, the new EP, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's just kind of a different, I think like my view of myself kind of changed in like a few years, like moving out and kind of changing as a person, and I feel like this newer stuff is a little bit more of like a more thought out, mature way of songwriting and producing a collection of songs, whereas the early stuff is definitely just like
You're clowning.
Yeah.
What are your plans for Toothkit for 2026? What are your goals? What are your aspirations?
Yes, aspiration. I really want to start a YouTube channel. I started one when I was like 20, so like 3 years ago. It feels like forever ago. I feel like a different person, but I ran one for like a few, like 8 months or something. I just like released some videos, and it was
just like Logic tutorial.
Yeah, it was breakdowns of songs that I had made that I like hadn't even released. So, and it was like how I made this song, and like no one's wondering how you made it. Yeah, but I was just like, I just wanted to make videos and talk about production, because I like, none of my friends back home were like into production, or at least none of like my super close friends. A lot of my friends back home like weren't even into music, and so it was just like I needed an outlet to like talk about this stuff. So I just started doing that. But then since I moved here, like all of my friends are into music, so I feel like there's less of a internal like need to get that out. So I kind of like stopped doing videos and just started focusing on like the music side of it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've settled into this new spot, and I've like figured out production a lot more since then, and figured out songwriting a lot more since then. Like, it's time to give it another go.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2026, end of 2025, I'm excited to get that going.
What would an example video be that like you'd be excited to make?
Breakdowns of mixes I've done for other people. I'm excited for, like for Perfect Friend stuff, or y'all's stuff, or Kale's stuff. Just because I feel like that's the most diverse stuff. Like if I'm doing only my own stuff, it's gonna get pretty repetitive.
Yeah,
so
kind of showcasing your versatility.
Yeah, I want to show like different techniques I use and why I'm using them, so that other people getting into production, specifically on Logic, like I use all stock shit. So it's like anyone who has $200 in a laptop can download Logic, follow a tutorial, and use all stock shit and sound just like I do.
That's so cool.
I want to make it more accessible for people, because it's super accessible. It is. People just don't know.
That's rad too, that like you have that generous spirit about it, because I feel like a lot of producers would be like small,
hoarding.
Yeah, like these are my secrets.
Yeah.
You know, this defines. This is like what I bring to the table. I don't want to share it for free on YouTube. So I think that's really cool.
If I die and I don't, I'd like to like really make a. I'm gonna get bring up death right now.
The odds are good that you're gonna die.
Yeah, yeah, true. Good point. So, anyways, if I die, if I die without making a meaningful contribution to music, I at least want to make a meaningful contribution to how people do music. I'd like to just make contributions to art in general. I love art, and I'd like to be a part of that conversation when people talk about like what inspired them. Like, I think that would be super cool too, because I've had so many inspirations, and I like that idea of like you can kind of trace something throughout like hundreds of years, like following like who was inspired by who. And so I'd like to be a rung in that ladder. I think that'd be really cool. And if that's through YouTube or production or writing my own stuff, I don't know, but I'm gonna just do it all and see what happens.
Where can folks find you on socials, or to to listen to Toothkit?
It's Toothkit, 2 words, on Spotify, iTunes, everything. I have a YouTube channel right now, but I think it's just these songs uploaded on YouTube. Eventually that will be where I'm uploading like actual videos.
Cool. Put that link in the description.
Yeah. But yeah, Toothkit on TikTok, tooth_kit, I think on Instagram. It's just all Toothkit everything. So.
And are you looking to record more folks next year? If so, where can folks reach out about that?
Yeah, I'd say just DM me on my Instagram through Toothkit.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then if I feel like I can give something to your project, then I will let you know. There's no way I'm not listening to some. If someone sends me something and it's like, I want you to be a part of this, like, I will always listen to it at least. But if I feel like I can't, like, add anything, then I'll just be like, sorry, I don't think I can help you. But, yeah, anytime anyone wants to send me something to listen to, I will listen to it.
Well, this was a real pleasure, man. Thank you again for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing.
Yeah, dude, like, seriously, making this record, you really did feel part of the band. Like, your touch on the songs is, like, felt and heard and so appreciated by all 4 of us. So, yeah, much love, dude. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was really fun. I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
There's one more question I thought of. What do you think you learned from recording this record with us, and like, would you do anything differently the next full length you make?
Well, I wouldn't move houses so much. that
Fair.
was, yeah, I think Taylor moved too. There's a lot of moving happening. But as far as like production stuff, I think the main thing I learned was like how to like starting with one song and getting that how I like, and then kind of, like I said earlier, like painting that sound across the other songs. It was the first time I really like felt like I got something grounded, and then I could just use that kind of general outline and apply it.
Yeah. How to kind of make the whole record cohesive.
Yeah, it was the first time I feel like I kind of like did that successfully. So that was a huge learning curve, and I feel like going forward I can be a lot more confident about feeling like I can give someone a consistent sound, you know?
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's hit the stop buttons.
Yeah.
We did it.
Hell yeah.
Me and my chicken friend love to play the Hawaiian sun. Love to play if we feel so free. Me and my chicken friend will be together till the end, roaming the island, swimming in the deep blue sea. Ooh, chicken friend. Ooh, chicken friend. Ooh, chicken friend.